An EF0 tornado hit the town of Eton in Lorain County, Ohio. This tornado hit the city around 2 p.m. According to the Meteorological Service, it was located to the northeast of the city of Eton and passed a strip reaching 15 kilometers wide. It could be observed for about 2 minutes. The maximum wind speed was 116 kilometers per hour. There were no reports of injuries among local residents, but he managed to damage several industrial buildings and cars. It is the weakest tornado when viewed by category on the Fujita scale. There were also reports of downed trees and power pylons. The authorities have already begun to assess the damage caused, and work is underway to restore the infrastructure. Hurricane winds with hail and rain hit the Chinese city of Shanghai. According to forecasters, the last time such a riot of bad weather was observed 45 years ago. Maximum wind gusts exceeded 31 meters per second. The wind of such force tore off the casing from buildings, threw it into the air and overturned cars, felled trees and advertising structures. Almost everything that was not fixed flew around the city. The Chinese authorities have declared a red alert, and they issued 3 weather warnings at once, about strong winds, rain and hail. In some areas of the city, due to a strong thunderstorm, it got so dark that day turned into night. Strong winds were accompanied by heavy rainfall. In some places a 2-week rainfall fell. Saudi Arabia was hit by a hailstorm and heavy downpours. For several days now, bad weather has been observed in Saudi Arabia. Then hail will fall, then heavy rain, which causes floods, and in some places a dust storm also hits. The city of Bisha faced a hailstorm today. The size of the hailstones that bombed everything around reached from 3 centimeters in diameter to 6. Many residents hid their cars under sheds, and those who did not have time to wait out the elements in the open. The hail fell for several hours, while periodically interrupting. During his rampage, he managed to cause damage to infrastructure, as well as material damage to local residents. And this is video footage from Asir, an administrative district in southwestern Saudi Arabia. Heavy overnight rains caused localized floods. Strong streams of water were observed, falling under which would probably be certain death. Not only this, the rains were accompanied by hail falling up to 2 centimeters in diameter. But it fell out a lot. In places, whole snowdrifts formed. In the Argentine city of San Carlos de Bariloche, which is located in the Rio Negro province of Argentina, a snowfall hit. It started to snow last night, and in some places up to 10 centimeters of snow fell. In mountainous areas, the situation is much worse. The height of the snow cover reaches 40 centimeters. Temperatures plummeted to -3 degrees Celsius. Now the temperature swings are observed in the region. During the day the air warms up to +8, and at night it drops to -4 degrees Celsius. Due to bad weather, the work of the local airport was disrupted. Many trees fell that could not bear the weight of the fallen snow. Bariloche is one of the most popular holiday destinations in Argentina. Locals call the city Little Switzerland. Sudden heavy rains that started yesterday in Malaysia caused localized flooding and inundated several areas of the Klang Valley. Kuala Lumpur was particularly affected. Heavy rainfall, which lasted more than 2 hours in the capital, left the drainage system, including road drainage, unable to cope with the high water throughput. The floods caused traffic congestion and damaged several cars stuck on major highways. The water level in some places exceeded the mark of 1 meter. Unfortunately, There were no casualties. The media reported the death of 5 people. Rescuers have carried out more than 100 operations on the water, helping drivers stuck in their cars in huge puddles. Around Baikal, the weather in April was raging. Snowfall paralyzed traffic in the regions of Ulan-Ude and in the Kubansky region. The authorities warned motorists about difficult weather conditions in 2 coastal areas, Kubansky and Pribaikalsky. Due to the wind and heavy snowfall, the situation on the federal highway worsened. Now in the Vidrino area there is a congestion of freight transport. There were traffic jams in places. Due to weather conditions, Baikal Airport also did not receive morning flights. It was possible to restore air traffic only by 11 o'clock in the morning. In the meantime, public utilities began to eliminate the consequences of the April snowfall from 3 in the morning. In some places it was pretty decent, more than 20 centimeters of snow. April snow covered the Karaganda region, Kazakhstan. Roads are still open. Local residents are sharing videos and photos of abnormal snowfall. On the night of April 26, a storm warning was issued in the region. According to KAZAKHSTAN, wind gusts reached 25 meters per second. According to forecasters, this weather phenomenon was previously predicted, since in the south of the Aktage region there were precipitations in the form of heavy rains, and in most regions of the Karaganda region a decrease in temperature was observed. 2 anticyclones met and precipitation in the form of snow formed. A sharp warming is expected in the Karaganda region. Already this afternoon, the thermometer reached plus 16 degrees Celsius. A huge tornado was spotted in the Mexican municipality of Talasco in the northern state of Tlaxcala. Local residents were surprised by the weather phenomenon. The event lasted about 10 minutes. The size of this giant is really impressive. There were no casualties among the local population. Last May, there was also a huge tornado that damaged infrastructure and claimed the lives of 2 people. A large hail did not bypass the Mexican municipalities. Hailstones with a diameter of more than 5 centimeters fell in the city of Matehuala, which is part of the state of San Luis Potosi. Eyewitnesses of the event, who were caught by this hail on one of the routes, noted that these ice flows scared them pretty much. In just 10 minutes of this bombing, many cars were badly damaged. Broken windows, crumpled roofs and hoods. That's what the view is now after the violence of the elements. According to local media, this storm passed in a rather narrow band to the settlement and did not reach. The houses of local residents were not damaged. Forecasters warn that heavy rain is possible today and tomorrow, accompanied by large hail. A very difficult flood situation remains in Bryansk and the Bryansk region. In the flood zone on the territory of the regional center there are 630 personal plots and 45 residential buildings, where more than 100 people live. According to This Morning, the water level in the Desna River was more than 5 meters, in Bolva, about 7 meters. Earlier it was reported that in the event of flooding in Bryansk, houses located in the village of Raditsa Krylovka with a population of about 3 could be in a difficult situation, 5,000 people. Temporary accommodation centers for 570 people have been prepared in the regional center. Let us add that April in Bryansk has already become the wettest in the history of weather observations. Since the beginning of the month, almost 4 monthly rainfall has already fallen there, which is 387%. Thank you for watching the video. Thanks for supporting the channel. Good wind and weather.